So glad I complained because that was sounded like shit.
I'm glad you did too, because I didn't know that. Well, the shit. Here's the funny thing: it wasn't going on until you showed up. So how about that?
It's weird.
You showed up. All right, good. Everything. So how
Sounds
about
good.
that?
It's weird.
Good. Okay, good. Now we're all right. We're back. So now everybody should be able to hear me loud and clear in Discord. Correct? Correctamundo. uh, before we go on, it's the real Dwight, motherfuckers. Y'all can't start the show without me, bitches. There he goes. Every week. Do you really laugh out loud when that happens, the real Dwight, or you just type LOL? Like, oh, here he goes again with this bullshit. Okay, good.
Probably that.
So anyway, where was this? I was talking about Hellblade. Did anybody get Hellblade on PC, or did everybody get it on PlayStation?
Absolutely not.
I knew you weren't going to get it, Ice. You buy different things. You don't conform to the national standard of games that are
I
hype.
like game. I like games that don't look like their combat is as stiff as a fucking board
You
and
what?
boring as fuck.
Wait, that combat looks boring to you?
Yes, it looks like a fucking iPhone game. Combat.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. That's what I'm saying
Wait,
to
let
you.
me ask you. Did you play Metal Gear Rising?
Did I play Metal Gear Rising?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you like the combat in that game?
that was okay. I
Oh,
didn't love it.
Jesus. Give me an example
It's
of.
not. It's not. It's not even like that because it's fucking stuck behind. It's like a third person. It's like Gears of War, but like you can't move the fucking camera angle, and then you can like. It looks like you can only like every time I've seen someone playing this game, you can only fight one person at a time. The fucking person in front of you, and then like you have to like do some like weird dash or some little fucking roll thing that you can't obviously see anywhere behind you to then go fight another person. And then everything that's not in that combat that looks like crap is walking around and like solving puzzles. It's fucking boring.
Wow, Ice.
Oh,
That's.
the stories about mental fucking illness. Oh God, gripping.
and,
Let's go somewhere no one's ever gone before. Let's talk about mental health.
and this is Ice's take on Hellblade, folks. But you know, there's people in here that absolutely love the game, right?
Okay, go ahead and like it. I don't care.
Okay. They just don't want to argue
I'm
with
not.
you. People are
I'm
afraid of
not a
you,
person.
Ice.
I'm not a person who says, "Oh, you can't play that game." I say, "I don't want to play that game," and this is why.
No, you don't say the game sucks. You say you don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know if the game sucks. I just don't. Everything I've seen does make me want to play the game because I've seen, like I said, the game looks like maybe I'm wrong, could be wrong, but from what I've seen, it looks like the combat is from what's that one fucking iPhone game that everyone really liked for a while?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where you're swiping and it's
Yep.
just like,
Mm-hmm.
and you really can't move the character.
Mm-hmm. It looks
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Well, that was actually a good iPhone game, iPad game.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It was for the iPhone. It wasn't for a
Yeah.
console.
I see what you,
But yeah.
I get where you're coming from, Ice. I hear you, brother. I'm
But if
still
you
gonna
guys
pick it
enjoyed
up.
it, enjoy the game. Have fun.
I'm a huge fan of Ninja Theory, so I have no problem just blind buying that game. I don't think there's a Ninja Theory game I didn't like, and I haven't even played Devil May Cry yet, and I heard that was good. So, any more Fire Pro Ice? You've been playing online, getting any criticals?
Of course.
Uh,
I've gotten. I don't know how many criticals I've gotten.
I've been getting hammered.
Yeah.
Well, not in the game, just in life. So I haven't been able to play.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to get back to it and start playing again. But you saw what Jeffrey did. I guess they had this online tournament where you could just submit your character, and this guy ran this tournament.
Who the fuck is Jeffrey other than a
Jeffrey
fucking
Wilson.
virtual fighter? Other than the virtual fighter character.
You know what? You may have never ever met him because he's usually would go to CES and E3. I don't. I don't think he was at the EA show when we were there, but he's one of the journalists we used to hang out with, and he's a big Fire Pro head too. And he submitted his character to this online AI tournament, and he won. So what this guy would do is he would take everybody's characters, and he'd have the match.
Is it cheap as fuck though?
Huh?
Is it cheap as fuck though? Because you can like make characters super overpowered.
Oh no, not at all.
Was there like a limit to like what their thing is?
I don't think so.
Like
I think what he did was in the settings of the match. That's where he had all the limitations. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So next time he has one, I'm going to submit one of my characters. just for the hell of it. So here's what's crazy. Did anybody catch wind of that article? Somebody posted an article from YouTube about these game publishers not paying any taxes. They have some like loophole where they're in. They have these European companies, so they don't have to pay taxes for all those games they sell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was kind of boring to me. I really didn't give a shit, but it was interesting. And then, like, one of the companies they brought up, one of the main companies they were talking about was Activision.
Makes sense.
So I'm like, oh, that's not surprising. But you know, it does make a lot of sense that they would do this. I'm not really surprised, but it's just funny that, you know, it's coming out now and there's some truth to it. But you figure if they do have, if you're allowed to have a company in another country, then you could easily get through that. I think anybody could do that. It's almost like, you know how people used to open Swiss bank accounts to store all their money and shit?
Used to.
Yeah, I used to. Can't do that shit no more. That used to be the shit back in the day. But that was interesting. And another interesting thing I saw is somebody posted a GameStop release schedule. And the GameStop release schedule showed June 30th. And they showed God of War, which you know is wrong. God of War is always a March game. But it showed God of War, Spider-Man, Shadow of the Colossus, and I think 2 other Sony games all on the same day. Sony wouldn't do that, would they? Release 5 first-party exclusives on the same day?
No.
Is that even possible?
The dumbest thing.
All right, and we know God of War is going to be March. It's always March. It's always been March, the Ides of March. So we know God that's wrong. But did anybody get a real release date on Spider-Man yet? Or is it just 2018?
I don't believe anything Sony says as far as release dates.
You mean you don't believe anything? You don't believe anything?
No.
GameStop says. Yeah, well, yeah.
Sony.
Yeah, that's true because Sony does push a lot of their shit back.
I believe their games come out when they're on the store shelves. Or
yes.
On the store that's not purchased as a pre-order.
A place you can walk in.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I did see Baby Driver.
Huh?
Baby Driver, the movie. You know about Baby Driver, right? The action movie with Jamie Foxx and all those dudes and Kevin Spacey.
Nope.
Really? You don't know about Baby Driver?
No.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, Ice. Are you kidding me? You've never seen a trailer for it or anything?
I don't need to get the fuck out of here because I haven't heard of fucking Baby Driver.
It was all over TV and everywhere.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, man. Wait a second. You don't watch TV?
I really don't. No.
What do you do?
From the best-selling memoir.
Play video games.
You play video games. I gotta hand it to you. That's a good thing to do. So here's the trailer. I thought everybody knew about this movie. It's actually really fucking good. It's a really solid movie. I was impressed. Great action, great driving, good story. Great fucking movie. What else have I seen? I saw Atomic Blonde a couple weeks ago. Here's the thing about Atomic Blonde, and I think I mentioned this on Twitter. Cool cinematography, although I think they used too much grading in the movie. Charlize Theron's character was boring as fuck. Like super boring character, no personality whatsoever. But the fight scenes were really, really good. And there's this one scene where it's done all in one take that was just mind blowing. And I thought the story was. I understood what the story was and what was going on, but it was just the way they executed the story kind of sucked. It wasn't interesting. I was more interested in when she's going to start fighting again than the actual story. You know? Mm-hmm. But, and I also thought the director had fucking thirst for Charlize Theron because he kept having her in all these sexy poses or taking baths or changing clothes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this director? Is he a fucking pervert?
Oh no.
Is he a fucking stalker? And I'm like,
woman empowerment movie, you got too sexy.
Well, and I'm thinking to myself, it's Charlize Theron. I really can't complain about seeing all this, but I have to think to myself, what was this director thinking? Like how many scenes do we have to have her like laying there in a sexy pose or taking a bath or changing clothes? Like it was like constantly through the movie, you know? So
she ain't really all that, to be honest.
She's hot. She's fucking hot. I ain't gonna lie. But again, I just thought it was unnecessary. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I'm turning into an old conservative man, but
nice.
I thought it was I thought it was overkill on all that stuff. And at the same time, I enjoyed looking at it, but I'm just like, what are we doing here? You know? Does he got the hots for her or what? So, but it was pretty good. Anybody else see that? Atomic Blonde?
Hell no.
Nobody? So I guess we only see superhero movies now?
That's the only movies I'll go out to go watch because they're like, you know, they're bombast and stuff.
Yeah.
we thought about going to see Dunkirk, but then I don't know, it didn't look that great.
I will be honest with you. I would rather watch a war movie at home.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, aside from all the good sound effects and stuff like that, but when it's a war movie, you know, I like to sit in the comfort of my own home and enjoy those. I think the last war movie I saw in the theater was Enemy at the Gates. And I loved all the war movies I've seen, but I'm seeing Dunkirk and I have my interest. I just don't feel like going to the theater to watch it. Or maybe it's just a sign of the times. Maybe that the fact that we're getting movies via video on demand so fast now, maybe it's just like, maybe you're right, maybe I'm like you. Maybe I only want to spend my money on big comic book movies and crazy shit. Maybe I don't want to see regular drama in the theater anymore. I just want to see crazy stuff. You know, like, why should I pay to go see a romantic comedy?
Hell no, I wouldn't. What?
Or
pay $5 to go see one of those at the movie theater.
Yeah. You know, why am I gonna pay money to go see a fucking movie about weed smoking? You know, it's the same philosophy I have with Blu-ray. It's like, okay, if I'm actually going to purchase a movie to watch it multiple times, more than likely it's a Marvel or DC film or a Lord of the Rings film or Star Wars. It's got special effects and cool creatures and all this stuff. Or it's something that's so fucking good that I have to watch it numerous times in high quality. So I need the Blu-ray. Because one of the things that curbed my Blu-ray buying was Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. But now Netflix, Amazon, Hulu have all this fucking anime and all this cool shit. So, do I really need to buy Blu-rays? Even the crazy kung fu movies I used to buy, they're all on fucking streaming now. So my philosophy, it's like, I love the streaming services because I'm getting high definition. Even though it's not the quality that I get from Blu-ray, it's still super high quality. And it's at the press of a button, and I can watch the shit. Speaking of these services and Amazon, I have been waiting, I don't know how long. I keep seeing the icon on the Amazon store, and I decided to finally start watching it the other night. The show called Grand Tour with Jeremy, what's his name? From, what's the show that he got fired
Jeremy
off
Irons?
of? No, Jeremy, fuck. You guys know I suck with names. Hold on. It's Jeremy Clarkson.
Who?
Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh no, sorry.
He used to do the car show. what the fuck was it called?
Oh, he's the Top Gear guy.
Top Gear, yeah. And I guess he punched his producer and
Nice.
he got off. I don't know if he was fired or
I'll show him.
or he decided to quit. And they're doing this show called Grand Tour. And I'm not a car dude. I mean, you never really hear me talking about cars. But Grand Tour is fucking awesome.
I like that BMW a lot.
I love it. Oh, I do love my BMW, you know? But anytime something goes wrong with it, I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. I need to get a car made in 2016 or something. And then my friend's like, those break too? And I'm like, yeah, bub, but you know, it's newer. And I'm having weird shit break on my BMW, like my window regulators on both my rear windows broke. Not because they've been used a lot, but because they've been sitting there for 16 years and they just got old. But for both of them to go out nearly at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My emergency brake, when I released my emergency brake one day, the handle broke. My glove box, you know the little handle on the glove box where the key goes, that broke. So I'm like, plus I got all these other problems. I got to do valley pan gaskets, valve gaskets. I got to do fucking wheel speed sensors. I got to put like $2,000 into this fucking BMW now. It's great because I own it. It's paid for, and that's why you get older cars of this caliber. Yes, it does have... No, wait, am I a V8 or V12? Now, see, if I was a car guy, I'd have this answer for you. I think it's a V12. Hold on a second.
You wouldn't even thought about it. You just answered.
Yeah, I would have answered. Now I got to think about it. 2001 is a V something or other. I think it's a V12. Shit. It's a 740IL, 2001. If there's any car dudes in here, tell me if it's a V12 or a V8. Because I sure as fuck don't know. I think it's a V8. Let me see if Bub's still online. He'll know. I never thought anybody'd ask me anything like this.
No. Shizer.
Okay. Is my BM... Oh, he's probably a V12 or V8.
You're not gonna get...
That's a good question. You stumped me. It's a 740IL.
Oh, God. Idiot.
740IL 2001. It's a V8. I can't see that being a V12. I think it does. I think it tops out at 160. But yeah, I'm not really a car guy, but I have fallen in love with this Grand Tour show. It's amazing.
Fucking pussies.
Great cinematography, great cars. It's just fun to watch, and the dudes are funny. So, what else is going on? Let's see. Not much else. I think September is when the game release schedule picks up again, and we get ready for the fall rush.
So check this out, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of games coming out that I want anymore.
At
For
all?
the rest of this year. Yeah, I looked at it the other day. We looked at it the other day. Not really anything other than like basketball and maybe Destiny, depending on who I know who's getting it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any other games I'm getting the rest of the year.
Wait a minute. I thought you didn't like Destiny.
I just, like I said, maybe Destiny.
Oh, okay.
Like if people I know are gonna buy it that want to play it, then I'll probably get it to help them out and play it. Because I like Destiny as far as like playing it. I just, you know
what
it sucks because the content wasn't there, and they were some reason they made it so you like for the what do you call it? The content called the fucking, what are those big things at the end, like the big missions,
Raids.
The raids, you couldn't do matchmaking, so you had to know 6 or 5 other fucking people to play them, and I didn't. So
that was really hard to do.
Yeah, but if I get it, but now I think they have those. So
yeah, they do. They have matchmaking now, and the gameplay was good. It was just lacking fucking single player story content.
Plus someone owes me a game, so I could just make them buy it for me.
Who? It's not me, is it? I don't know you game.
No, it ain't you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what's funny, Ice? I know I'm gonna get Hellblade. I'm gonna get Crackdown 3. And I really can't think, like, you know how every fall there's a bunch. Oh, Cuphead. I'm getting Cuphead. I don't think there's a shooter I'm buying this year.
Yep, I'm not getting no damn Star Wars.
I'm not getting Star Wars. I'm not getting Call of Duty.
I don't think I'm getting Call of Duty. I don't think so. I can't foresee it, like, unless that game is amazing and somehow amazing and quote and different somehow. I don't see myself getting that either.
That's just odd.
And I don't want Assassin's Creed.
Neither do I.
That game doesn't look like just nothing that, like, the way that they've turned that into like Ubisoft generic open world game instead of like even what Assassin's Creed was before. I don't care about that. The fact that they changed the combat into that more Batman style bullshit, I have no fucking time for it. Because I fucking hate that crap. I don't understand how anyone likes that gameplay.
Speaking of Batman, you gonna get any new Telltale games?
Nope.
Interesting. Nice.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
weird.
That's good. That just gives you more time to play Fire Pro.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I know I'm getting those three games. I don't think Sony has any more big releases this year, as far as I know, except Gran Turismo.
Which is hilarious because they were talking about that game. I don't know. I guess I should say this. I only read headlines and I saw a video, and the headlines were that the game is not really online focused. It's more offline focused, and it's like they're making like a trainer.
I thought the whole idea of Gran Turismo Sport was online racing.
I heard that is the thing I read was it said 15% of that is online. Like percent of the game is online.
Oh shit! I was under the impression that it was kind of like, okay, here's the online racing game you've been wanting from us.
Yeah, I thought it was like an esports game.
Like you get online,
I guess not.
You join a team, you race, you move up the ladder and stuff like that. Oh, that's odd. Anybody else got any other information on Gran Turismo Sport that have been following it? Motherfuckers, okay, look. That does not look like... Well, his face kind of looks like me. But that's about... in his hairline, too. But that's about fucking it, okay? That guy. How the fuck you gonna have a stomach like that? Jesus Christ. I mean, that's fucking huge. Imagine cleaning up under there. How does he fuck? Okay, so anyway.
Cleaning up under anything.
Yeah. That's interesting, Ice, that you bring that up, because I can't, like, there is no first-person shooter that I'm going to be getting this year.
Knack 2's coming out.
Oh, Knack 2. Knack 2's this year. That's right. I'm definitely not getting that.
Nope.
Sea of Thieves, I might get this year, but I might just hold off on that. I do want to play it, but, you know, there's other stuff.
I have the same feeling. I also, like, feel like I want to play that game. But it's one of those, like, am I going to have anyone to fucking play that game with? I don't know.
But you don't have an Xbox One. Or are you going to get it for... that's PC, too. That's PC. That's right.
I have a PC.
I forget. You know what? I'm so conditioned. Ever since that game came out, before they did all that whole thing, I just keep thinking it's an Xbox-only title. It's just force of habit. Yeah. But, I mean, it looks fun. But... I don't know. It's tough. Like, I'm at that stage right now. Don't make any jokes where it's like, what sense does it make to buy too many games during the year? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm trying. Oh wait, Ice, I forgot. Hold on. Let me rewind. Uncharted Lost Legacy.
No, yeah.
That is a must-have.
I haven't even played Uncharted 4 yet.
Yeah, well, I'm getting that.
I know.
I basically gave them the idea for I'm in the credits.
It's got your virtual love interest in it. So.
At the very end of the credits, it says, "Thank you, Torrance, for thinking up this game. We've been working on it ever since that episode." No, I'm on chapter. Tell me how close I am. I'm on chapter 19, I think, of Uncharted 4, which I do plan on beating Uncharted 4 before I even start Lost Legacy. That's why I've been slowly getting through it. But as you know, I haven't really gamed in the past couple weeks. But I'm on chapter 19. I know Uncharted usually goes, yep, they usually goes between 20 and like 26 chapters. Well, see, okay, so I hate when you guys do this to me. I have the new Wolfenstein game that came out like a couple of years ago, which I started playing. It was really, really good, and I want to finish it. So I'm not even touching the new Wolfenstein game or Wolfenstein, whatever, at all. I'm not worried about that. That's next year's Steam summer sale. I'll probably get that for $20. Like, I waited for Doom. I waited and waited and waited, and I think I got Doom for like $15.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't like... I'll be honest with you. When it comes to PC games, especially big titles like that, I don't like running out and buying those PC games right away. There's certain things I will get, like Fire Pro, but again, that was only $20 out of my pocket. But I don't like to run out and get PC games day one because I've learned that it's just not worth it. Just wait. And usually you start seeing deals a week after. And if you really wait and you wait to Steam Summer Sale or Steam Winter Sale, you can get it even cheaper. So I'll wait to get that. I'm not worried about that. But I noticed that a lot of guys have a ton of time to play games. It's just, and I shouldn't be surprising to me because I used to be like that. I used to be that guy that spent more than half of my day playing video games. And it's all gone. So I try to squeeze it in whenever I can, you know. Obviously, I'm going to have more time now to do that. But, you know. But I got to have my Uncharted Lost Legacy. Got to have Cuphead. Got to have Crackdown 3. Those are the three most important titles of this year for me.
I really hope Crackdown 3 isn't bad for you.
If Crackdown 3 fucking sucks, I will be fucking pissed. You guys say I never go after Microsoft and I never talk about them. If that game fucking sucks, it'll probably warrant a Ranosaurus. Because that's one of my most...
Why would that game warrant it?
Because it's one of my most anticipated games. And if it comes out and it's garbage like Part 2 was... Like, you're the only reason I enjoyed Part 2. If I didn't do co-op with you, no. I would have been fucking furious about Part 2. But the co-op that was fun. But the game itself was fucking a cash grab. It was a cash cow for them. Because they knew people liked it. Here's the history of Crackdown. So, they released Crackdown on with a Halo demo. Everybody buys it because they want the Halo demo, and a lot of those people fell in love with Crackdown. Okay, so then Crackdown 2 comes out because, okay, everybody likes Crackdown now. We sold a lot of copies for whatever reason, and Crackdown 2 is fucking bullshit DLC that they sold for like $60. So now they're trying to go back to the glory of Crackdown with this Crackdown 3. If it fucking sucks, if it doesn't have the destruction that they said it was going to have, I'm going to be fucking pissed. It's one thing to be like, yeah, that game's cool. I pre-ordered it, and it doesn't turn out well. But if it's something you like have been waiting for and waiting for, and it fucking sucks, oh my god. So we'll see. But that you know, and Cuphead obviously is a big title for me. I don't know. What else is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that classic Sega Genesis or whatever the Sega thing is sounds like it's full of shit.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I heard this thing. The thing that like that's going out. That's kind of supposed to be like the NES Classic.
Oh,
NES Classic.
I haven't heard of that, but
I've heard nothing but bad things.
Well, there's already tiny Sega Genesis boxes you can buy out there. They've been out for years. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen those?
No.
Watch. Sega Genesis Classic Game Console. This one came out in 2016. And it comes with, let's see here. Where's the game count? Comes with 80. Is it 80? Is that for real?
That sounds like the one I'm talking about.
This one's already out though. Here.
Weird.
I linked it to you. This is just one of them though. Sega had a couple of those. Okay, so there's one. And then let's see.
You're telling me that Nintendo, the innovator, is stealing off of Sega's ideas? No.
No. And then they have a Sega Genesis Arcade Ultimate Portable Game System, which is basically the same thing, except it looks like a Game Gear and it has a tiny screen. There's that. And then, let's see here. This one came out in 2014. And I'll do one more. There it is. 2013 Sega Genesis Classic Game Console. And this one is around $80. Not a lot of these available anymore.
Awesome.
So there they go.
Weird. So,
yeah, so they've been doing them for a while. They got Atari 2600 ones too. But yeah, that's where Nintendo got the idea from. I think Nintendo executed it a lot better, but they just haven't been providing enough units for people to get. You know? And it's cool because it is like a little console with HDMI that never had HDMI before, so it's like you're plugging the old console into your new TV and stuff. But really, people, if you want to play all those games, just download a couple emulators on your PC. Even a shitty old PC can run all those games. You don't need a powerhouse PC. You can run this shit on a 286. You don't need a super powerful PC to do that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they're cool. I'd only buy it to sell it and make a profit. You know, and they want too much money for them anyway. It's I don't know. That's Nintendo. But I'm gonna do what you said as far as the when it comes time to buy my Switch, I'm gonna wait until they come out with a new version of that. And
there's a Switch in the house.
I'll get it. You got one?
Morgan got a Switch for her birthday.
Really?
Did
you check it out?
No, not really. It's her thing.
Well,
No.
you could talk about it on the show. You'd be like, I checked it out and.
The screen is way bigger than you think it is.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's pretty big.
So
also, fuck Nintendo. Because that fucking Pro Controller, I don't give a fuck what's in it. Should not cost $70 fucking dollars.
Oh, definitely not.
Like, fuck them.
Nintendo knows where they're at right now. They're like, oh, we can come out with this thing that everybody's going to want. And we'll charge this price for it, and they'll fucking pay us for it because we're Nintendo. That's where they're at. They're back in Wii status right now.
Wii status.
Remember when they had the Wii and everybody was buying them like crazy, and they could just charge whatever the fuck they wanted for shit? So that's a funny one. Trees go to war. I love seeing shit like that happen to people.
Just playing the fuck out of Splatoon.
Yeah, I see. It's funny to me. It's amazing to me that they were able to come out with a sequel to Splatoon so fast. But then I think about it. It's just
don't be so amazed because there's not much in that game from what I understand.
Well, yeah, it's just arenas where you put colors on. So they basically took Splatoon 1 and just made a bunch of new levels and a couple new things, and they Call of Duty'd it pretty much.
And it also doesn't have a lot of maps. I think it's like...
What, 5 maps? 6?
Maybe that. Yeah, maybe 6.
I'm afraid if I try to play Splatoon on the Wii U, nobody will be there to play. because everybody's playing on the Switch.
Plenty of kids will play that shit.
Where are you getting these Sting videos? This kid.
That fucking fucking head thing is hilarious.
What else is going on? Anything? We got Gamescom coming up and Tokyo Game Show in September.
Isn't that Microsoft's big thing now?
I wouldn't say it's their big thing. It's one of the things they do. They got their trees. That one's not funny. That kid got hit in the head with a fucking bowling ball. It's probably dead.
Probably dead.
The kid got hit in the head with like a 10-pound bowling ball.
Probably dead.
That kid's dead. And what's amazing to me is the guy doesn't run over to her right away. I don't understand that. And who the fuck would put this on the internet? I don't understand people. This kid got clocked with a fucking 10-pound, at least a 10-pound bowling ball. Oh, Jesus, that's amazing. That's not fake, dude. You're saying it's fake to make you feel better. It's not.
Yeah, man, it ain't fake. You don't know that.
Okay, Bub got back to me. It's a V8 4.4 liter.
Whatever. Pussy car.
Are you making fun of my laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not cool, Ice.
Sorry.
What else is going on?
Nothing.
Yeah. I hate when this is the worst time of the year.
Video game.
You know, when shit's slow as fuck.
Unless anyone can think of anything, then help us out in chat. I don't have, my brain doesn't have anything at the moment.
Everybody here knows it's been slow. So that you heard about that guy from Polygoons?
Nope.
Nick Robinson, who they fired him.
Wait, why?
I guess he was sliding into DMs of these women that were, I guess, working in the games industry and saying lewd things to them.
Nick who?
A nobody. Another white journalist that apparently everybody else in the world knows but me.
Whoa, Torrance. Chill out, bro.
I'm just saying, you know how it goes, though. It's like there's a bunch of them out there.
You fucking leave for 2 weeks, you come back all militant and shit, calling motherfuckers white this and white that.
Well, I'm just saying, you know how it is.
Good lord.
Even though
could just said Nick Robinson, and I'll be like, yeah.
Because nobody knows who the fuck Nick Robinson is. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, who's Nick Robinson?
But he just said video game journalist. I would have known he was white.
Well, yeah.
Do I
That's
say,
true.
hey,
yeah, you would have known. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
And quote unquote NBA player does this. I gotta say black NBA player.
That's true. You're making a good point. I Am Legend comes here every week trying to discredit everything that's going on with Justice League, and he's always fucking wrong.
Hold on. Stay on this. Hold on. Come back to that topic.
Yes.
Don't veer off.
Okay, so Nick Robinson was sliding into people's DMs. I won't say people, I'll say women's DMs, and saying shit to them, as I Am Legend says, sexually harassing them, and doing it for a long fucking time, and nobody wanted to fucking say anything. So all of a sudden, I guess somebody got fed up, and then finally called him out on it, and then there was this big to do about nothing on Twitter, and then all these women were saying, yeah, he used to do this stuff all the time. I was waiting for somebody to call him out. So then the head goons at Polygon catch wind of it, and Chris Grant, and then they I guess they talked to him, and Chris Grant got on Twitter and said he was suspended immediately or let go. So he lost his job at Polygon, and then before he left, he wrote this super long apology, and I'm just like,
I'm reading it right now.
I'm like, right? So here's the crazy thing, Ice. People read his apology and are like, well, that's a good start. That was a great apology. at least you admitted it and you're moving on. I'm like, what? They're not gonna burn this guy at the stake?
The motherfucker just lost his job, and they're gonna be, oh well,
You know, they come out with the picket with the torches and pitchforks, and then he gets fired. He writes this apology. And everyone's like, that was a good job on the apology. At least you admitted it. This is the first step. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is what's gonna happen. He's gonna he said he's getting off of social media. Okay, so he's gonna get off. Obviously, he's getting off social media because he has no friends on social media right now. So he's gonna get off social media. He'll be off social media for about 2 months. He doesn't have a job, so he's gonna come back onto social media in 2 months with a new YouTube show, and he's gonna end up getting like 1 million fucking subscribers in no time. And he'll start making thousands of dollars every month. You know this is gonna happen. You know it. Wait, Stevie G said, why they gotta be white? It says, I'm like 80% white based on my 5 parents, and I'm nothing like a Polygon editor piece of shit. I'm just saying, the only reason I said that, I just want to note this to all my fans and white listeners out there. I'm not saying it to be racist or anything, or I'm not even throwing white privilege out there. I'm just saying there are so many game editors out there that are white. This is why I didn't know who the guy was. So I said he's another white game journalist. There are a dime a dozen. There's a fuck ton of them out there. But if you talk about black game journalists, it's either me, hip hop gamer. There's not a lot of us out there, So anyway, yeah, that's that story.
What the fuck did he do?
I guess there was a couple of mentions of stuff he was saying, but he was saying nasty shit to women, like, probably asking for nudes or trying to hook up with them.
Like, could a motherfucker get some information before we fire motherfuckers?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Now, this is actually going to segue into another thing that I think you're going to find interest in talking about, Ice. Because here's my thing. If he's, and I'm not defending the guy, but if he's sending nasty DMs or, sexually harassing these women in private chat, and then it comes public, why does he lose his job over that? Polygon doesn't own his account. Are they letting him go because they don't like his character? Do they have proof of what he actually said? Why is it that Polygon is the one that's putting the hammer down? Why hasn't Twitter banned this guy's account?
Why is this wrong? But when Nintendo fired a chick for selling her fucking nudes and possibly being a fucking prostitute,
yes,
everyone was super upset about it.
Yes, exactly.
Because unfortunately, if you don't fit in on the left, they don't want you to be anywhere near them.
Right.
So they will just exclude you from everywhere.
I'm gonna drop another one on you, Ice. I'm gonna drop another one on you. You remember how Gamergate got started? Gamergate got started because a journalist from Kotaku was fucking a game developer. Because the game developer wanted her story, wanted to get a good review on her game, apparently. So she was fucking a journalist from Kotaku. When this all went public, did Kotaku fire the journalist? No. Even though it was a conflict of interest and it was unprofessional, did not fire the journalist. And I'll tell you another thing. I sided with the Kotaku journalist because, okay, so you got this journalist and he's fucking this game developer. They actually had a relationship for some time. It wasn't like one or two nights in the sack and then he wrote a story about her game. They were fucking. They had a relationship going on. So I actually kind of sided with him and in this whole Gamergate thing. And her going and telling everybody that she was fucking this guy and she felt wronged by him. She shouldn't have said shit. That's private business. She didn't need to make that public. That's the kind of shit that pisses me off. It's like, you spread your legs to this guy. Don't get pissed off if he doesn't want to be with you anymore. You were trying to get your game out there and get good reviews and shit. Don't be pissed off. Yeah, Zoe Quinn. Don't be pissed off because he fucked you a few times and then doesn't want anything to do with you. There are a lot of guys that do that. They don't want to be in a relationship. They want to get as much pussy as they can absolutely get before they get married. And if some woman is willing to spread her legs open just to get a good story about her game, well, you're basically throwing food to a starving man.
Everything I see is saying that he flirted with the girls online.
Well, yeah, he flirted, but apparently some nasty things were said.
I'm reading things that aren't saying that.
Well, when I originally looked it up, they were all complaining that he was saying some nasty stuff.
Here's the thing, though. I could say, "Hey, yo, you said some nasty thing," and then someone could say, "What did he say?" And said, "Called me a shithead."
Right, and then
is that really a nasty thing?
But even if whether it is or not, there's no proof that they actually said that. You're not showing anybody the DM. Which is why I don't understand why he lost his job. I don't give a shit about the guy, but I just don't understand why he lost his job.
No, I don't necessarily care about the guy, but I do care about the fucking practice of, oh, something happens. Let's not like, okay, let's say he did do this. Let's say he did have, like, that's a problem, right? Like, he had something. Let's not reprimand him. Let's just fire him because a mob told us to.
Right, exactly.
Because that's what everyone on a certain, the fucking world right now is like, I'm in the middle of like a shitstorm on both sides.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, Ice. Okay. So why is it that Ezekiel Elliott? Got suspended for a domestic abuse incident. He's basically got suspended without pay because of an incident he had with his wife.
I don't think it's
now now don't go thinking to yourself that I think domestic violence and beating on women is cool. It's not. But here's what I don't understand. If a man hits his wife and gets arrested for domestic violence, he calls into work and says, I'm going to be out a few days or whatever. And they're like, okay. He deals with the police. He bails himself out of prison or gets out or whatever. And then he goes back to work. I don't think work is going to be like, oh, we're firing you because there was a domestic violence incident at your house a couple days ago and you hit your wife or your girlfriend, so we're going to fire you.
The NFL isn't firing him. The NFL's suspended.
But what I'm saying,
if Polygon suspended the guy and said, listen, you can't do this. We're suspending you for 3 months with, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to come back and you're going to work. Then I'm going to look, okay, fine. It's not firing. There's a difference between fired and suspension.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, why is the company that he's working for punishing him? Isn't that the job of the law? It's the police, the judge, the jury. That's their job. It's not Roger Goodell's job to punish players for shit they do in their home.
No, technically it is, because the NFL is, in the NFL's rules, there is a thing called there is a thing where you have to be what the fuck is it?
You have to be an upstanding citizen, and you have to do stuff.
You cannot be unbecoming from the league. Like
you have to be a role model
with your actions.
Yeah, no, I get all that, but I'm just saying, it's like I think that when it comes to punishing players that do that, it's up to the law. And I do understand the way the NFL works. I get it. I get how they work and all this stuff. But it's just, whenever this shit goes down, they're always the first to come in and punish somebody for some personal issues they got going. Now, it's one thing if they're taking drugs, because obviously there's a no drug rule in the NFL. But if you look up the rules of the NFL, when you're in the NFL, correct me if I'm wrong, if some of you dudes know more about sports than me, is there a rule against beating your wife or getting into a fight? Is there a specific rule?
That is literally the unbecoming of the league.
Yeah, it's not specific. And like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with any of it. But it's just funny to me that the league is dishing out punishment. It's funny that Polygon dished out this punishment for this guy. It's just funny to me. So, that's all. because you don't see that happening anywhere else. And if you don't want to use the NFL as an analogy,
Google and you ask a question.
well, yeah, but let's take the NFL out of it. Let's just use Polygon. That's his job. Why should anything he does in a private DM with his private account have any repercussion of his paying job?
Well, you could make the argument that if he's doing that to people who work in the games industry, or do they work in the games industry, and they could try to prevent what happened with the Gamergate thing.
Right.
You could say that if there was proof.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if there was proof.
Maybe they have proof that we don't know of. Maybe.
No. Well, what job can fire you if you keep getting DUIs or if you're always getting arrested? And how are they going to know? That's what sick days are for. Now, if you're not coming to work, if you're not showing up to work and you're not using sick days, well, that's you haven't been coming to work, so we're letting you go.
Well, some jobs are also more outward facing than others.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, if you're a face, if you're in advertising or stuff like that, any job of it gets reported to them? No, it doesn't. At least not in the state of Massachusetts. If you're driving a car in the state of Massachusetts while you're under the influence and you get arrested, it doesn't get reported to your employer. Your employer doesn't check your license.
Maybe I'm Legends does.
Yeah, what state do you live in, bro?
Remember, next week we're checking your licenses.
Yeah, they do random checks on licenses where you live.
Make sure you clean out your the fridge locker, please.
Oh shit, man! They did checks on licenses this week, and I had a speeding ticket last month. Fuck. I got suspended from work for a day. No, now you're changing the story. You said they do a check on your license. Any job of it gets reported to them. Now you're talking about lawyers calling the job. Beat a woman repeatedly and see if her lawyer doesn't call your job. Lawyers don't do that. They don't get involved with that shit. Oh, you're saying California driver's license? I lived in California for 20 years. They don't do random license checks. I don't know, I'm Legend. I think you be smoking the shit every week before you get on the show, my man. I don't know. I've never heard of this.
Your boss is like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You had a jaywalking thing. Oh, sorry, you can't."
Dude, okay, so let me set up an incident for you. Yes, CDL, California driver's license.
Maybe it's not that.
Maybe it's not that. What are you talking about? What is it?
How about you just say it instead of
Yes, tell us what it is. Cum dump lips?
That's an NN. I'm sorry, that doesn't.
If you inspect cars and your driver's license gets suspended, your inspection. Yes, that makes sense. Oh, commercial driver's license.
Are you serious?
Dude, that's because that's your job.
Yes. If you're...
What if you're a fucking accountant at some fucking computer company?
That's the most. Yeah, that is the one place. You're right. The one place.
You're basically saying
all the other places.
You're basically saying if you're a cook at a restaurant and you had a barbecue one weekend and you pissed all over everybody's food, you lose your job as a cook. Or if there's something where you needed a license. I don't know. I don't know, but I like how you mold your story as we go along. Let's go all the way back to the beginning where he said, okay, I am Legend at 11:40 p.m. This is 4 minutes ago. A job can fire you if you get DUIs or if you're always getting arrested. Any job of it gets reported to them if they do a check on your license. Beat a woman repeatedly and see if her lawyer doesn't call your job. Yes, this is Tom Williams from Goldman and Sachs. Yes, my client says that her husband who works there has been beating her. I just thought you'd like to know that. Bye. This stuff has happened. Women have called and got me fired before, and got men fired before. Women, not lawyers. Yes, a woman could call her husband or boyfriend's job and says, "Yes, I'm in the hospital. My boyfriend who works with you beat me the other night." And maybe the HR department wouldn't like that and get rid of him. But you said lawyer. And before you said lawyer, you said a job does a license check. Okay, and I agree with you, Steve, because when I worked for the government, you had to have good credit, or they'd let you. Actually, sorry, you'd have to have good credit. You'd have to have good credit to get the job, and you had to maintain good credit. That's when I worked for the Navy and the Marines, because their whole theory is if you don't have good credit and you have this job where you have access to military assets, that somebody on the outside could bribe you to give them information, because if you don't have good credit, you're poor and you could use that bribe money. That's the whole theory. Burger King called. They checked my license. How do we know Johnny Depp beat his wife? I don't know about Johnny Depp beating his wife. I didn't know Johnny Depp was that kind of guy. Did he beat his wife? I've never heard any stories about Johnny Depp beating anybody.
You don't know for sure.
Jobs do background checks. That's if you're applying for a new job, and it's only if you've been convicted of a crime. If you've been arrested but you haven't been convicted, there's nothing on your record for the background check to see anything. Come on, you black man, you know this.
Oh, you fucked my joke up, you jerk.
What were you going to say?
I said, unless you're black.
Oh, jeez.
And then everything goes on there.
Yeah, if you got anything on your record, if you got a conviction on your record, then that means when you go to find a job, you have to report that conviction on your application, because when they do the background check, they're going to see it. And if you don't report it on your application, they're going to say, "Why didn't you report this on your application? What you hiding?" But if you get arrested for something, you get arrested for a DUI, you even get arrested for domestic abuse. If you're not convicted of anything, it's not going to show up on your record.
Unless you're black.
I'm just saying, man. You always go against the grain, I Am Legend 206. What is up with you? Man, no Warzone for 2 weeks. When's it going to be back? I need to get online and contradict torrents.
We're usually on the side, but not this time.
World's smallest 2-axis motion control system. Have you guys seen that camera that shoots like 52 megapixel?
No one cares about cameras other than you.
It's really fucking cool. It's called the Light. You gotta wait. Hold on. I just want to throw this out there.
God damn it.
Just give me a second.
Oh, you're gonna get fucking God, kid.
Light.co. Light.
Oh, yeah.
When you get some time, take a look at this camera. Bring back film. This guy. So yeah, I think, and here's the fun thing about Ezekiel is he's appealing it. Obviously, he's an asset to the team, and they didn't even think he was going to get suspended. But Goodell, man, that dude, he don't miss a beat. I don't understand. Like, give me millions of fucking dollars and a nice house and everything I want in life. I mean, I'm a nonviolent person as it is right now. You give me all that money and all that shit, I'm going to be mush. I don't understand these guys. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
No, my ninja skill.
So that's that. What else is going on? Anything else? There's got to be something from the last 2 weeks that you guys wanted me to talk about that I didn't get a chance to.
Aren't helping us out.
Oh, wait, let me get back to I Am Legend. So I Am Legend says Justice League is in trouble. They're trying to fix the tone of the movie. Aha. Wrong again, my friend. They're not trying to fix the tone of the movie. They're trying to fix the tone of the Cyborg character. There is an article out there where they they thought the Cyborg character needed a change in tone. Those scenes were reshot. not the whole movie.
Because he sounds like this.
You
in
lose
all
it.
of the trailers.
Exactly. It's not like the cartoon. I mean, when I see Justice League and Cyborg comes on the screen, I want to see him jump on the screen with a slice of pizza and say, "Booyah!"
Thank you, Batman.
That's the fucking Cyborg I want to see. I don't want to see a Cyborg with no personality. So I think that's what they're changing. And it makes sense. And they need to throw some... What?
You think that's what they're changing? What they're really doing is changing the whole movie because it looks like shit.
Who said it looks like shit?
Me.
I'm Legend. Justice League is fucked. I hope you have some positivity in your life, I'm Legend, because every week here, it's nothing but negativity, man. You need to go fishing.
I would rather play Knack again than watch Justice League.
Oh, Jesus. But it's a superhero movie. It's a reason to go out to the theater.
Yeah, but it's also Justice League.
Have you seen the Infinity War trailer? Yep. Saw the leak.
I didn't.
Looked
Saved
pretty
myself
cool.
from marriage.
They're already starting production on fucking the next Avengers already. They're not wasting... Wait, trees go to war. Bubba Bass Angler sucks. There are no crackers on that show. Booyah! Yeah, he has to say booyah. He's got to. That'll make that character for me.
Booyah.
Like, I'm hoping in the future, and a lot of you probably won't like this, that they bring the Wonder Twins on the big screen. That would be fucking dope.
You're so old.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Form of
A gorilla. Shape of an iceberg.
form of Jenny's tampon.
Let's see. I'm just says, nigga, Thanos throws a fucking plant/moon at the Avengers.
Planet.
What kind of plant? A fucking daffodil? What are you talking about? He throws a plant and a moon? Oh, no Wonder Dog. Please, no Wonder Dog. Oh, he throws a planet/moon at the Avengers. Yeah, I saw that.
I like how you stop at Wonder Dog. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know what he's talking about. So you're trying to say because Thanos throws a fucking planet/moon at the Avengers, it's the greatest fucking thing ever, and this is why Avengers is better than Justice League? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it is.
Because he's throwing a planet/moon?
Yeah. Oh, see everyone? He loved it when it was fucking Asura's Wrath. But because it's Marvel, it's all, whatever, we've seen it already.
No, Asura's Wrath was fucking dope. No,
Exactly.
I'm not saying... Wow, Stevie G, good one. I'm not saying that the Infinity Wars is going to be bad. It's going to be fucking dope. But he's using it to contrast. This is why fucking DC movies suck, because they don't be throwing planet/moons at people.
Because they fucking suck.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just don't like his argument. Oh, yeah?
If Marvel movies didn't exist, DC movies would still suck.
No, I don't agree because fucking Nolan's
movies.
Batman was good.
They're bad movies, period.
You don't like the Nolan Batmans?
No, these DC movies are bad. These recent ones are bad. They're all bad.
There's got to be a DC movie that you think is good.
Yeah, maybe Batman, The Dark Knight.
Okay, so just that one?
Maybe that one. I think that's what. Wait, which one was the second one?
Dark Knight.
That was the best one.
You didn't like... Oh, that was definitely the best one. Did you like Batman Begins?
Nope.
Really?
I really didn't. No, I was...
Dark Knight Rises was garbage. I fucking hated that movie.
You didn't like Batman Begins?
I didn't like The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dark Knight Rises was... It was kind of a fucked up movie because I think a boy had different plans till a boy died for part 3.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think they tried to capture the brilliance of the Dark Knight. They tried to do it again, and they just failed at it. And I really didn't like what's her name as Catwoman. I didn't think they did enough with her. You know, but then again, Nolan's series was supposed to be well grounded, more like it was something that could happen in real life. But nothing was as good as that fucking Dark Knight movie and the Joker. That was just fucking awesome from beginning to end. Like that, it's almost like it suffered Uncharted 2 syndrome. So you think about, oh yeah, Uncharted was all right. Batman Begins was all right. Uncharted 2 was the best thing ever. Dark Knight was the best thing ever. And they tried to recapture it with the third movies and third games. Uncharted 3, Dark Knight Rises,
You know what game doesn't suffer from that, Torrance?
What? Fire Pro. What?
Metal Gear Solid 3. It's the best game in the series.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Where do you guys get these GIFs?
Where do you get off calling them GIFs?
That's what they're called.
Nope.
Thought it was gifts.
You can call it GIF too. GIFs
Nope.
sounds better.
Definitely can't. Definitely can't.
If somebody says, Torrance, have you seen that gift? I'm like, do you know my address? When did you send it?
What?
Gift. Like gift.
Yeah, we can. Well, some people don't have speech impediments, and we can pronounce things correctly and not put a T at the end of it.
What are you trying to say?
You have a speech impediment. You
I
can't
don't
talk.
have a speech. I don't have a speech
Really?
impediment.
Really? Say library.
Library.
No, say the way you say it.
Library.
No, you say library, you motherfucker.
Yes, I do say library sometimes. If I'm thinking, I say library. If I'm just talking, I say library. I can't help it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But hold on, man. I just wanted to say
Yes.
that Infinity War trailer is like some of the dopest shit when it comes to trailers you've ever seen.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Bro,
No,
that Justice League trailer.
I'm just
puts it
giving
to
you my
shame.
opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. It's not the dopest shit I've ever seen.
You saw the Avengers looking rattled. They didn't know what to do, and then this motherfucker Thanos comes through a portal and just starts wrecking shop. It's just like, how are they gonna beat this nigga?
That
We
was
have no
fucking
idea.
awesome.
I'm sorry, this whole I forgot his name. What the fuck's the boy's name supposed to be the bad guy in the Justice League movie? That's just it's corny.
What the fuck's his name? Steppenwolf?
Yeah, it's just corny because in the comics, we've seen Wonder Woman beat his ass. All this, he loses all the time. He's so mad. Boy, Darkseid doesn't give a fuck about him because he knows he'd rather have Orion around, his real son, instead of dealing with his second son who's pathetic and always loses to Superman and these guys. Nigga, Thanos is about to come through and
Wait a minute. So tell me why Ultron was so dope in the comics, but he was a fucking talking head in Avengers 2. He wasn't shit.
That's why they fired Joss Whedon.
Oh, don't blame Joss Whedon on that.
What? That movie was bad. The
Yeah,
only
it
thing I
was
really
bad.
liked about that movie, I loved the part where Captain America went head up with Ultron. Just because he was giving his all. But there was things they didn't do. Like when you go to Civil War, they did a few certain things that came straight from the comic.
Right.
Oh boy, didn't do the things that came straight from Ultron.
Right.
It's like, for instance, Captain America, Ultron's tried to kill a bunch of people and spits whatever his beam at people, and Captain America steps in front of it. That's like an iconic, picture from the comics.
Right.
Josh Whedon wasn't capturing those certain things. The two dudes who directed Civil War and Captain America 2, they were capturing, things from the comics and just like, we're gonna make this dope. I just haven't seen that from Josh Whedon. Except for
Even the first Avengers?
no, that's what I'm about to say. Except for when old boy says, Cap, call it. They circle around everybody. Cap tells everybody what to do. Hulk smash, and then they have a few scenes where old boy bounces the beam off Captain America's shield. Thor and Hulk fighting together. Then he punches, Thor. They capture that. They're capturing that. Just like now, how they might have this Thor movie correct. Hulk talking to Thor.
That was dope.
Yeah, I'm just
Hulk
I just
raging
don't know.
fire.
Yeah, when it's Justice League, and I'm gonna give him a shot. I'm gonna see the movie. That trailer doesn't give me that they've captured anything that I like about the Justice League cartoons or any of the comics I used to read when I used to read them.
Small fire.
I'll tell you this. I'll agree with you this much. For me, Justice League goes back to my childhood. We're talking about when I was 5, 6 years old. The original Super Friends. So it's nothing like Super Friends. To me, it's more like the new Justice League that came on Cartoon Network many years later. That was more adult, more serious, had a darker tone, had death. It's more like that. So,
No.
But again, let the movies come out. We'll be here. We can talk about it. We'll be talking about Ragnarok. We'll be talking about all that shit. What, Ice?
So you'll love him no matter what?
I probably will, because I love that shit.
There you go. Not one criticism about any of the Justice League movies. Apparently,
there haven't been any Justice League movies yet.
Okay, Batman vs Superman, perfect. First Superman.
No, Batman vs Superman wasn't perfect.
I would love to hear you say something negative. My fault. I just seen you.
No, I'll say something negative. I'll say something negative.
Criticize the Charlize Theron movie like a movie reviewer.
Because her character fucking sucked.
Okay, well, what was wrong with Batman vs Superman? Do you see any of the things that people see that movie was bad?
They should have never showed Doomsday in the trailer, and if you're gonna create Doomsday, make him look and act like the comic book character. I was upset with Doomsday. He didn't look like the comic book character. He didn't fight like the comic book character. I hated how they treated that. That's one. I thought the movie's pacing was kind of slow. Could have picked it up a little bit, and the director's cut, it was much better.
They had terrible editing.
What else? I hated what they did to Lex Luthor toward the end of the movie, where he turned into this genius Facebook type of guy to a lunatic toward the end of the film. What else? I thought it was unnecessary that they showed the Batman origin once again. We don't need to see that anymore.
But they had to do that so they could have their Martha moment.
I thought, okay, wait. I thought the Martha moment was stupid. All Superman had to say was, "Don't let them kill my mother." And then that would have resonated with Batman because his mother was killed. They didn't have to do the Martha thing. That's just poor writing. The whole Martha thing was totally unnecessary. All Superman needed to say is, don't let them kill my mother. And that would have resonated with Batman. And he was like, fuck. When I was young, they killed my mother. What am I doing here? Why am I trying to kill this guy? That would have made more sense, right?
It would have, but they had something they could have sampled to make that movie a lot better, more to the comics. They could have went and sampled World's Finest. They could have had Batman figuring out who Superman was, actually doing detective work. Because I don't think he did any detective work. He was outfoxed.
Oh, no. He did a whole mess of detective work in that movie. That's what was cool about it. He tracked down where the fucking kryptonite was.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's what he was doing. That's what was so cool about it, is he was doing detective work. He was hacking, he was getting information, he was trying to figure more shit out. So wait a minute. So you like these films to be like the comic books. Is that what you're saying?
I like them to take elements from the comic books.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like the comics, but I like things that are sampled from the comics.
Important moments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Captain America getting killed at the end of Civil War.
Well, they clearly didn't do that. They didn't set that up for that to happen.
There you go. Who was disappointed about that?
About what?
I was.
Oh, no. This way. When you said that I had the same thing you thought. I thought they were going to get there at the end of Civil War.
Yep.
And have a fight with 5 different types of Winter Soldiers.
Right.
Was I disappointed in that? Yes. But did O'Boy's plan, which came together, which is all luck, to happen to get Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man in a room together. Here's this tape you've never seen. Here's that we've never mentioned, that at least in other movies they could have mentioned, Captain America's done all the research to understand what has happened to Hydra. So we would have known that he's probably seen this information before.
You know what?
Was that fight filthy? Yes.
Yeah, but
That
I also
fight
did.
was dope.
I also didn't like that. That's basically what they made the movie about. It was less about the civil war between the two factions of superheroes and more about this bullshit story arc with Tony Stark's parents getting killed and it being the Winter Soldier. I thought that was bullshit. As much as I love the movie, that's one of the things. That's one of my criticisms about it. I said, as far as I can remember, what the comic is, these guys, these different factions of superheroes, they were really going at each other. Like really, like how Iron Man was fighting at the end against Bucky and Captain America. That's how they were in the fucking comic, from what I remember.
No, I mean, no, they were going at it. I think there was 3 different showdowns in the comic book.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, the real Ant-Man, when he turns into Bumblebee, whatever the fuck his name is, he turns big.
Wasp?
Goliath. They kill Goliath when he's Goliath, so he gets killed because they had the fake Thor. But the last showdown, the third showdown, is when Spider-Man finally comes on the team. They go all out, and they give you, and that's where they have the real picture where Captain America puts up the shield and boy hits the beams, and Captain America's beating Iron Man's ass, and he does the same thing. That's similar to the same thing.
Yeah.
He stops and realizes, wait a minute, I could win this right now, but look what the fuck I'm doing, and he gives up.
Mm-hmm.
But they have 3 different showdowns, and I'm just saying, they gave you the showdown, they gave you the ideology of Captain America as in, I can't trust the government anymore.
Right.
I can't do this. What you guys are doing is wrong. They didn't go more into the whole, because Captain America goes through some real shit, and he's like, this is like slavery, this is what they did to the Jews, they trying to mark us, gives you all these reasons, sets up everything, they go head up, come to find out Captain America gets shot, it's all really set up by your boy Red Skull, all this shit. But I thought they did the thing they gave you was the conflict, and they gave you that fight at the airport, which was dope.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that Torrance doesn't like to fight in the airport because 2 people who are the closest friends of all the guys didn't want to beat each other up that bad.
Yeah. Once again, they do the same. They play old girl's character just right.
Each other. I just thought it was bullshit. It just didn't seem like they were really fighting hard. It doesn't seem like the best, most realist fights in that movie was Black Panther versus Bucky, and then the fight at the very end. Black Panther versus Bucky. Black Panther wanted to kill Bucky. You know what I'm saying? There was passion in that fight. He fucking hated him. He wanted to kill him because he killed he killed my father. But
isn't that the point? Because the Avengers don't want to do that to each other. So
I understand that they don't, but it just seemed like they set up that scene just to set it up, just so we could see it, and there was no. I didn't feel like there was any passion in the characters. Like, for me, there was no reason for them to be fighting. All Captain America, all they were trying to do was get to the plane and fly off. And there were so many other things they could have did. Like, let them get in the plane. We'll just shoot it down. It just the way they set it up, it was just like, let's set up the scene where all these superheroes are fighting each other, but let's not really give it any purpose, Whereas the fight at the end had purpose. The fight with Black Panther and Bucky had purpose. So I enjoyed seeing all the superheroes fighting on the screen together. But to see him pulling punches and be like, it's like, I still love you. And it just took.
They weren't trying to kill each other.
I know they weren't trying to kill each other, but they weren't even trying to really hurt each other.
Just like in Spider-Man, but I took down Captain America. Dude, if Captain America wanted to lay you out, he would have laid you out, bro. He had to let him know that.
Right.
Our man had passion as in it was like, come on, man, we got to start doing the right thing. That talk with Woodard, that black lady, forget her real name, was really hit our man. And you can see, and we know Robert Downey Jr. is the best actor out there. I felt what he was trying to do. I disagree with Iron Man from the comics. They played it more where you weren't going to hop hardcore on Captain America's side. I felt what he was trying to do. It was 2 ideologies going against each other, and they weren't going to really kill each other.
I know they weren't going to kill each other, but it didn't even really seem like they were trying. It didn't, case in point, it's like they're building up teams, and all of a sudden Ant-Man's there. Ant-Man comes out of the van, okay, we got Ant-Man on our team. It's just, I didn't like the way they did it. It's just
that was set up from the Ant-Man movie.
I didn't like it. I know it was set up from the Ant-Man movie. I know that, but it just seemed, They might as well been
Oh,
on a
can I
basketball court picking sides.
Dude,
interject
he,
something?
Yes, go ahead.
It seems really interesting how this conversation is going because you are super particular about these Marvel movies when we're super particular about the DC movies. We're just opposites as far as which movies we're being super
but the thing
particular
is,
and which movies we're letting little things go.
right. But the thing is, case in point, I fucking absolutely love Winter Soldier from beginning to end. I have no issues with that movie. I love the first Avengers from beginning to end. But Avengers 2 disappointed me, and certain parts of Civil War disappointed me. You know? And I just got through telling you stuff about Batman versus Superman that I didn't like, but I still love the film. You know? So it's just, for me, it's about, okay, if there's going to be something that I don't like in a movie, is it something that really pisses me off, or is it something like, yeah, okay, whatever? Because I know that when Hollywood takes something from the page and they put it on the big screen, they have to make certain sacrifices. They change certain things. I get that. But like Civil War, I would have absolutely fucking loved the fucking movie if they killed Captain America at the end. I would have I was like, oh yes, they took the risk and they actually did it. I would have fucking loved that, but they didn't do it.
but Red Skull does that in the comic. That's who does it.
I don't care. I would have loved for them to do it. They could have went in so many different directions with that, you know? But the reason they're keeping him alive is because, we got all these other movies and we want to have him come back and we can't do this and that. It's part of the sacrifices they have to make. I get it, but I still didn't like it.
My fault. You know where Captain America's probably going to die at, though, right?
Where?
If they do what I think they're going to do, either Infinity War, either the next movie Infinity War is either going to be having to actually get the gauntlet from Thanos when he fully puts it together, or they're going to do all that in the first one. Thanos will kill him in that one. Either Thanos is going to kill him or he's going to die. And part 2 could easily be, Secret War? Is it the one where the Skrulls take over? I think they're introducing the Skrulls in a girl's movie for it to be back in the past, and then they have the arc where the Skrulls come through and they're pretending to be superheroes, where they're infiltrated the government and the superheroes, and they're trying to take over. I think it's Secret Wars. I can't remember the name of it, exactly what that storyline is. But
let me read what Stevie G has to say. No. Stevie G says, the good thing about Panther is when he realized that Bucky was compromised as far as self-control and will were concerned, that he was more of a loaded gun than a person he stopped wanting him dead because of the responsibility did not rest with him. And before I read the rest of what you're saying, Stevie G, here's the other thing that pissed me off about Civil War. At the very end of that fight, at the end, Tony Stark's smart enough to know, hey, this guy was under control. I really shouldn't be pissed off at him. It's exactly what you said, Stevie. Stevie says, that meant Panther was about justice instead of feels. Then Iron Man failed that test. Iron Man wanted satisfaction. He was not about being a hero on the brink anymore like the first Avengers movie. And then he says, Red Skull gets brainwashed. Cheryl, what's her face, to kill him with mental control. I think Thanos will kill Iron Man, maybe Thor. And then Butterball says Secret Invasion. I'm going to put in Secret
Doesn't that just
Sauce.
make Black Panther a better character as far as...
You could say yes, you could say he's a better character, and yeah, exactly what Stevie said that Tony said. But my whole thing is, I get it. It's his parents, and he's pissed off about it. But if you know that Bucky was under control by Hydra or whatever, you know he didn't mean to do it. You should be pissed off at Hydra.
He killed his mom. He killed his mother.
It doesn't matter. He was under control.
No, nigga kills your mom. You gotta fuck him up. I don't care who's controlling the nigga. You gotta fuck him up.
But we don't have that in the real world, though. This is movie shit.
Why are you upset about a character's motivation?
I'm not upset about his motivation. I'm upset that by the time he realized what the truth was, he didn't change. You know?
But that's his character.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous.
His character, I mean...
wait, just so you know...
He's a drunk, too.
But yeah, that's not a big deal for me. It was one thing I was a little upset with, but it's not a big deal.
He's not 100%. Like, he's not fully capable.
Yeah. And then Stevie G says, In the first Avengers movie, Iron decides he's willing to die. By Civil War, he loses that. He's about himself now and not the right thing. Yeah, I guess you could say that. You would think that he would have learned that after Iron Man 3, he would have been more about himself. I mean, more about
He's a flawed character.
the right thing. He is a faulty character. You're right. He's got
it's
issues.
not our fault that Marvel movies are more in depth than DC's shallow fucking movies that they put out.
But see, that's just it. I can't just blanketly say that because not all Marvel movies are in depth and not all DC movies are in depth.
Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 failed us. One of those movies should have been about the demon in the bottle.
I'm sorry.
Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, they made billions. But Iron Man 2.
Wait, what are you saying, Ice?
I said I didn't realize those existed.
Wait, what did you say? I couldn't.
Oh,
Oh,
I said I didn't know that those movies existed.
See, that's the thing. Yeah,
Talking about.
you didn't watch Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3?
Everybody's laughing at you because it sounds like you're saying Arm Man, like when I say library.
No, well, Iron Man. Sorry, Iron Man.
Iron.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Guys gonna be cracking just fucked up. Y'all some goddamn grammar police and shit. That's fucked up.
Hey,
But-
they get me too.
I know, but I think I'm gonna say this before I get off because I gotta get to this club. Iron Man
You going
2,
to the club?
Yeah. My
How-
boys having a party.
How old are you?
Man, I'm 35. How
you
don't be
still
hitting
go to the club?
My boys, his girl's throwing him a surprise birthday party. Nigga,
At a
show up.
club?
A bar, club, no, it's a bar. It's a bar. That's what it is. It's a bar.
Club.
Y'all
But-
don't just buy drinks and do it at home?
Nah, man. We still trying to live in that moment, man. We still
What
trying
moment?
to be
You
young.
go
We ain't
inside
married.
another building to drink and
Yeah, holla at some females, man.
I thought you
What
were
are
married.
doing? No, I'm not married. Come
No,
on.
you're too much
Come
into
on,
comic books. You ain't married yet.
man. Well, let me just say this because I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off. Let you guys finish your conversation. Like you're right. Marvel movies have let us down. Iron Man 2, 3, Thor 2 was just pathetic. There's places where they failed. They finally found two directors that completely get what Kevin Feige wants.
Right.
Completely get it. So they're going on the right direction, and I think Kevin Feige's also leading these movies in the direction because where he messed up at least with Iron Man, was he let Robert Downey Jr. pick his director, and guide where those movies are going, and that kind of messed up things. So long as Kevin Feige keeps these boys in control, and once DC finally finds somebody who has a real ideology of how these movies should go, I think they'll get their shit together.
Well, did you see Wonder Woman?
There's problems with Wonder Woman. I liked it, Wonder Woman, but it was an origin flick, and it wasn't like the best origin flick. It was on the level of
Captain
the
America.
first Captain America. Yeah.
Look at that. Something we agree on.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, yeah, we agree. It wasn't the greatest, but there's things in there. There's some things I wish they didn't do. I wish they didn't do the corny World War II. I wish they would have had her more closer to our time in the future, and she could have fought Ares in the open better. Just
But
things
you
I
couldn't. But
seen.
the
I
thing
knew-
is, you can't do her origin without going back to the war, because she's been on Earth for many years.
No, you can, because the last animated Wonder Woman movie was in the future, and Ares was getting pumped up. Motherfuckers launching rockets and shit. He's just like, oh, look how powerful I am off these futuristic weapons. This shit is amazing, because they had his ass locked up for years. They had him locked up for years, and he broke out. Tricked one of the Amazonians letting him out. So,
And I'd like to add before you, so you guys, I'd like you to remember these lasting thoughts. I hated fucking Dark Knight Rises, so yeah, I don't think all DC movies are good.
yeah, Dark Knight Rises was rushed.
It was
kind
garbage.
Of rushed. I wouldn't say garbage. There's things I liked about it.
It was hot
I mean,
garbage.
You didn't like the fight between Bane and Batman where he's beating his ass?
No, the
and
fight
talking
was
to him the
good.
whole time?
Yep, the fight was good.
Okay. I give you that.
That's about it.
And when he made his return.
You forgot to put mayo on my sandwich.
They did. Oh boy, did the real shit. He's coming through the tunnel. The lights are flickering out because he got the EMP and all that shit. Lets the gun off. Does that. Tracks a boy down. That scene was from the comic book when he's riding through in the tunnels and the lights are going off. Ooh,
Wait a minute. Wait. Stevie G says Bane sounded like the old man from Diablo. I wonder why my. You know what? You know what's odd? My stream froze tonight, but it kept going.
Oh my god,
that's weird. I'm gonna have to invest in some higher end equipment. I think maybe it's too hot in here. I don't know. Anyway, thanks again, I Am Legend, for coming on the show and being my living contradiction. I'll see you again next week.
Yes, sir. See you guys next week.
Have fun at your party.
Yes, have fun at your party. Pick up some women, I guess. Just hide your comic book collection when you get home.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Okay. So, anything else, people? I guess that's it. I'm back. I want to thank everybody for supporting the show, sticking around through my times of darkness. I want to give a shout out to all the patrons. Real quick.
You guys to look back.
What did you say?
No, I was just backing you up.
Let's see here. Shout out to.
We gotta play some games, man.
I'll get back in the games. I was thinking about playing some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds to see all the updates they did.
Ooh,
so you'll probably get a message from me tomorrow.
Cool. I'll be there.
Thank you. Shout out to QL, James Ponyo, Joseph, Elvin Arajo, Oakland Gamer, Eric Lazrima, Wizerl, Fat Tuna, Carlos Romero, Capato, The Finest, Jose, Andrew Espio, Christian Strickland, Rico Lobar Smooth 007, Alex Trudell, Jason Kolzak, Flint Town, Joel Romeo, Greg Romeo, Parm Baden, Brian Kirkhammer, Greg Shavers, Christian Rubio, Stephen Fearon, Ozens, Caesar L, Jordan Christensen, Archangel 1971, and Kalel, who posts the best tweets on Twitter. And my book is available. If you've bought it, please leave a review. Tell me what you think of the book in the review. It helps people decide whether they want to buy it or not. And it helps me. So if you have bought the book and read it, please post a review on Amazon. It only takes 2 seconds. And even if you don't write a review, just give it 1 out of 5 stars. What else? All the content I promised last week will be coming out next week. So keep an eye out for a couple things. One of them is the latest and greatest Tyrannosaurus, and I got a couple other things I'm going to be doing for you guys. So keep an eye out for me. And I will see you next week on the War Zone. Peace out.